Hello everyone, this is Kate. Thank you for joining me again. Over the past couple of days, I've had an opportunity to do a lot of resting. And so in that time, I've been productive with that time and engaged in a lot of meditation, but not just meditation, something I call fantasizing with focus. Now, this is actually a riff on Neville Goddard's Reverie. If you're not familiar with that, you can Google it. Reverie, I believe that's the spelling, along with his name. He speaks about it very, very eloquently. It's a great deal of fun. I'm going to describe what it is in just a moment. So that information is freely available online. And of course, there are people who talk about it, I think on YouTube as well. I haven't looked that up, but so that's Reverie. So this fantasizing with focus is my take on that. You know, I took that, I developed it, and I worked it into a technique that I have found very, very useful when it comes to achieving manifestation, successful manifestation. Okay, so this process is about allowing your imagination to construct scenarios with your fulfilled desire as a fully functional and operational part of it. So you are seeing yourself as the person you desire to be. Now, the reason this is useful is because some people find it difficult to get into the right frame of mind for successful manifestation. So for them, let's say it's a new job or it's money, they are focusing on those things as though they're trying to force them to come into reality through concentration, or almost trying to will their desire to become reality through thought, rather than understanding that they need to consent to that already being real and allow the manifestation to happen through them. So an awareness is something that has already happened to you. Your desire is an awareness that something has already happened to you or for you, and you need to consent with it. But it isn't always easy when you're first starting out to distinguish between the two. And it's almost like, oh, if I focus hard enough on this thing, it's going to happen. It won't. It doesn't work like that. So fantasizing with focus is something that can really support you if you are having difficulty in this way. Okay, so what happens is, let's say, for example, you wanted to be the CEO of a successful corporation. You could construct a scenario that sees you playing that role. You could be addressing a large group of people. You could be at some charity event. You could be, at some black tie gala or on a yacht, at the golf course, whatever it might be. Whatever successful CEOs of international corporations do. And then what you're going to do is you're going to engage with the scenario using the usual techniques. So engaging with what's happening around you using your subjective senses. Now remember, if what you are seeing is in color, that's a signal that you have entered the picture. You must actually activate it by ensuring that you are looking at what you're seeing through your subjective eyes. So that means if you can see yourself and you can see your own face, you haven't activated the picture yet. Okay? As soon as you are no longer able to see your own face, but you can see yourself as though you were looking at your physical body with your natural eyes, then you know that you have activated the picture. If the picture is in a kind of a sepia tone, or if it's black and white or foggy, you haven't entered into the scene. You're looking at it through a veil. So those things are important to remember. So don't be discouraged if you don't see things in color straight away. You can actually enter the image using any of your other senses. So if you find you're able to open the Western Gate, your sense of touch is strongest, use that. Feel in consciousness, just start to feel something and use that as your entry point. Maybe your hearing is strongest, maybe your sense of smell, your sense of taste. Use whatever's strongest for you if you're unable to see things clearly, mentally, straight off the bat. But anyway, once you're in that picture, what you're going to do is you're going to allow the scenario to take you where it wants to take you. So this is where it's different. You are not directing the picture now. You are being carried down this track, this, as Neville describes it, an associational track of events. This is another signal to you that this is really happening. What happens if you go deep enough is that you may feel as though you are falling through space. Do not be alarmed by that. Just continue to stay with the image. It will intensify. You will reach that explosion point if that's necessary for you. You don't have to take it to that point. You might not feel that sensation of falling But if you do, then it's going to play the role of bringing your manifestation to fruition in the way that, let's say, the breathing technique or something else would. But this technique, fantasizing with focus, is wonderfully supportive and can really help you to, as I said before, achieve the correct frame of mind for a successful manifestation. So I want you to try it. You don't have to be deeply relaxed to fantasize with focus, to do this kind of reverie. You can be going about the course of your natural day, but you do want to be able to give sufficient attention to what's happening in consciousness, what's happening in your mind's eye, what you're seeing with your mind's eye. So just think about that. Maybe you can do it while you're lying down or watching TV or reading the paper, but as long as you can give it sufficient attention so that you can engage your subjective senses, then that's all that you need to do. Okay, so have fun. Just let your imagination roam free. It's one of the most pleasurable things that you can do. So remember, you are not directing what happens in the scenario once you've entered into it. Things are going to happen normally and naturally. You are going to surrender to it. You're teaching yourself to surrender to your body of consciousness. What's happening is that it's your body of consciousness that is actually operating in the scenario, not your physical being. That's why it feels so strange at first. But doing this really strengthens the relationship between your physical body and your body of consciousness, and will take you to the point where you actually switch over or hand over control to your body of consciousness. So I would really strongly invite you to try this. I'm really excited to say that I'm back on track. So from next Monday, my schedule of videos that I'd planned, the schedule resumes on Monday. And I've got my interviews coming up and all the rest of it. So I'm really excited about that. But in the meantime, I'll be just posting tips and things like that of this nature. If you want more meat and potatoes, do let me know. I think that these kinds of tips, actually giving you these nuggets of practical applications is really useful. And actually, the thing that's really good about it is that you can start to see manifestations happening. And this is the kind of thing that's going to build your faith and build your courage and your confidence in the information, and your courage and your confidence in yourself and in your body of consciousness. And it's going to open up your understanding. So although they seem slightly whimsical, they are really powerful. They are transformative. And this is what you want. You want to have these experiences for yourself, not something that you enjoy hearing someone else talk about, but it's time for you to get all the things that you want. Okay, so this is why I'm sharing what I'm sharing. I can go into more esoteric stuff if that's what you want. For me personally, I think that the practical stuff is really best to start with, but as the channel evolves, we'll be sharing lots more, lots of different things as the time goes on. So thank you for watching. Remember, fantasize with focus. Construct that scenario, engage with the scenario, and then allow the scenario to take over. So what's happening is that you are handing over control to your body of consciousness. If you feel that you are falling, if you feel a little distressed by that, then you can bring yourself back into the physical present. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and make an ah sound to revive yourself. Move your fingers, move your toes, move your limbs. Hold on to something that's physically around you so that you feel grounded and that you've come back into the physical present. And you can stay in the image for as long as you want. You can stay until you reach that climatic explosion point. You can come out before. All it's doing is it's really supporting you in bringing you into the space where you believe that you are that person. You are going to reach the point of conviction. And this is one of the most effective tools for supporting you and enabling you to do that. So have fun with this. And I look forward to seeing you in the next clip.